Okay, so have you ever really stopped to think about that sometimes really striking gap between what people say they believe publicly and then how they actually, live day to day?
Oh, absolutely. It's a fascinating aspect of, well, human nature, isn't it?
Yeah.
And our deep dive today gets right into that paradox.
Right.
We're looking at a pretty powerful article here. It's titled, Gripping the Steering Wheel of Capitalism While Singing Songs of Socialism. The author is Deepak Raj Joshi.
That title alone really grabs you, doesn't it? So our mission here is basically to unpack this specific contradiction he points out.
Exactly. People who seem to fully embrace the practical benefits of one system, capitalism in this case, but then publicly, passionately advocate for a totally different one, socialism.
And what does that really tell us about that disconnect, between the ideas we state and the way we actually behave?
Well, Joshi paints a pretty vivid picture. He focuses specifically on Nepalists living abroad, particularly in the U.S., and he describes how many get green cards or maybe asylum, not always out of some desperate need, but often for the comfort and the opportunities available in their new home.
And it's not like they're just scraping by, according to the article, right? We're talking $1 million homes sometimes, driving luxury cars.
Yes, exactly. Things like Teslas, Lexuses, even, gambling in Vegas is mentioned. It sounds like they've really embraced the material success available.
They've definitely grabbed those opportunities.
For sure. And the author makes a key point here. This comfortable modern life isn't an accident. It's shown as a direct result of their own hard work.
Right.
Paying significant taxes, investing, maybe running businesses, all very much within that capitalist framework. They are quite literally gripping the steering wheel, as the title says.
Okay, but then comes the twist, the singing songs of socialism part. How does that manifest? You have this very capitalist reality, and then their public persona, especially like on social media. What does Joshi see there?
Yeah, that's where it gets interesting. He notes this dramatic shift. These same people suddenly become, quote, revolutionary thinkers. Posting things like socialism is right, maybe while, just relaxing with their evening tea. The irony is it's right there on the surface.
So socialist ideas, capitalist lifestyle, that's the core paradox.
That's exactly it. Joshi frames it as taking physical benefits from capitalism, but at the same time looking for ideological satisfaction from socialism.
He's like trying to have your cake and eat it too, maybe, benefiting from both systems.
That seems to be the argument. The article suggests they want the advantages, the economic freedom, the wealth potential of capitalism, but also maybe the sense of community or moral standing they associate with socialism.
But without the full responsibilities of either system.
That's the crux of it. It really pushes you to question, well, how genuine are beliefs if they don't match up with your actions?
Yeah, that's a challenging thought. So what does the author think this means for society more broadly, this gap between thought and behavior?
Joshi seems quite concerned. He sees it as evidence of a growing distance, a widening gap between what we think or say and what we actually do. He uses this really striking image, and it's almost absurd but pointed. He says these individuals are so committed to the ideology, they'd probably wave a red flag and shout, "Long live socialism!" even if they landed on the moon.
Wow. That paints a picture of ideology being completely detached from circumstance, doesn't it? Like it's almost blind adherence.
Exactly. That's the author's conclusion. For some, the ideology, the principles, the slogans, they become so ingrained, so maybe blind, as he puts it, that they just can't shift.
Even when their own life, their actions, directly contradict those slogans. Or when circumstances clearly change.
Apparently so. It's maybe it speaks to the power of deeply held beliefs, or perhaps, a kind of cognitive dissonance at play.
So to sort of wrap up the key insight from this deep dive, Deepak Raj Joshi's article really throws a spotlight on this stark paradox. People living one way, advocating another. It highlights that complex dance between personal gain and the ideals we claim to hold.
Right. And maybe it leaves us, and you listening, with something to think about. Yeah. How often do our own actions really line up with the ideals we talk about? What does it really mean to benefit from a system, and what responsibilities might come along with that?